Do you have trust issues? Are you struggling to make meaningful friendships in your 30s? Well, I am. And we're definitely going to talk about it here on episode 9. Let's get it. Welcome back to episode 9 of Quita Talks. I'm Quita, and I'm so glad that you guys are here watching today. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe so you can become a real babe. And let's go ahead and get to 1,100 subscribers. You guys, we're so close. So can't wait for you guys to join the Real Babe family. Today, we are going to talk about trust issues, mainly trust issues in friendship, trust issues in general. Making meaningful friendships in your 30s, which I feel like we kind of touched on some previous episodes. And also, you guys, we are going to talk about being cordial when you necessarily don't like someone and how to be mature about it. I know that we all have been in those situations where we are cordial with someone, or we have had to be cordial with somebody, put in a predicament where we need to be cordial with someone, and it's hard for us. So we're gonna definitely dive into that. And let me know in the comments, how do you guys believe in being cordial? Do you guys believe that, if you don't like someone, that's it, I don't want to be around them? Or do you guys say, hey, I could be cordial because I really don't give a damn? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But before we get into today's episode, we're going to get into some catch up about what's been going on, what does Quita have coming up, and all of that. So you guys, I got my hair done. Every episode, I got to point out getting my hair done. One thing that I'm committed to for the rest of the year, I feel like the beginning of 2026, I started off slow and I was not hitting the ground running, and then I had some medical issues and things like that. But I feel like after, said this on my TikTok, after my last surgery and how I need to live my life. Everything that I say that I'm going to do it. I'm going to continue to do this podcasting, and it's going to become something. I can feel it, right? So definitely that's a sidebar, but I'm just going to do everything that I want to do. And one thing that I want to do is I love the pretty bad bees, that always look good all the time. And one thing that they always have done is their hair. Okay, so this is the baby Kaylee. I call it what's her name? The Cassie braids. So I got those with the quick weave on the side, y'all. I'm gonna get money, girl. Shout out to my mom. She got me liking that song. When I went to go visit her, she kept playing that song. And I was like, what is this? And then I was like, I'm gonna get money, girl, get money. Get money. Shout out to Lotto. Anyways, I love that song. I was about to start singing the rest of it. But yeah, so my girl, Styles by Cassie, she slayed. I'm about to get my hair done again in 2 weeks. Yeah, because I'm trying to keep up. And then also keep my nails done, y'all. I definitely am one to skip getting my nails done for months and months and months. And I'm like, it just changes the whole trajectory, right? Of your persona, you gotta have your nails done. So I'm going to commit to getting my nails done every month. I'm really going to commit to it. So pray for me, y'all, and hold me accountable. When you see my nails, Quita, why are your nails not done? Why are your nails not done? What else has been going on? Last week, you guys probably seen the vlog. I went to a Behind the Lights tour podcast. I put a clip right here. Oh my gosh. I want to say if Shy and Winter watched this, because Shy did like one of my stories, because I kept tagging them in my stories when I would post, I have a vlog coming, or I posted a picture from the meet and greet. I was so nervous. I'm so sorry. I feel like it went well. My mom said it looked like I held my composure really good, but I was super nervous, especially to meet Winter. I looked at Winter and I was like, you're so pretty in person. I hope she did not take that as a bad thing, because she's beautiful on camera, but when you see a celebrity or somebody online, they're pretty, and then you see them in person and you're just you're prettier in person. You're actually gorgeous. She was drop dead gorgeous. I was close to passing out. That's how, you guys, I was close to passing out. That's how amazing the interaction. They were so inviting. They were so nice. They got into the vlog, because I was so glad Shy was put this in the vlog, because I was on adrenaline. I was just oh my God. They talked to me. They said my outfit was cute, and I got dressed up for y'all, because they are some bad, okay? And I was I have to look good for Winter. And the first time Winter, and not the last, the first time Winter sees me, I need to look super good, right? I need to look because she's just a baddie, and I just love her. So check out that vlog if you haven't already. I will not always vlog, but I will vlog sometimes, like if it calls for it and I want to vlog, right? Like, so that'll be a thing where I vlog. So more vlogs to come if you guys liked it. I feel like you guys did like it because it had more interactions in my podcast. So yeah, I'm still in awe, but it was a good show. If you haven't been to a podcast tour show, I would definitely go. The next one I want to go to, I probably want to do meet and greet, but Poor Minds. I definitely want to go to a Poor Minds show. I saw that they had did a tour as well. I don't watch them as much as I do Behind the Lights, but I would still like to go to a podcast tour and see them live. So next time that they come to Dallas, I will definitely go and check them out. Did you guys enjoy the vlog? Let me know. All right, you guys, let's hop into the topic of trust issues and struggling to make meaningful friendships in your 30s. So I think on the last podcast episode, I had my good friend Michelle here, and I feel like in my 20s, I had a lot of friends. It was easy for me to make friends. The connections were easy. As I've gotten older in my 30s, it's not as much. I probably have like seriously like core people that I talk to, like less than 10. I don't want to, less than 10 people that, but like really less than 5 that I could call really quick and be like, hey, dude, because, you know, for one, in your 30s, I realized everyone's busy. People have families, people have obligations, people are booked and busy. And instead of sitting around waiting for someone, like I need to be booked and busy as well, like making the most out of what the 30s has to offer. And not like, that's why I would say like doing everything that I want to do. I'm telling you, having that surgery made me really be like, I need to do everything that I want to do. Dress how I want to dress, do my hair how I want to do. If I want to do a style on my hair, I'm going to do it. Nothing's going to stop it. Nothing. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to wear what I want to wear. I'm going to dress. Like, I want to live my life a certain way, and that's how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to just push forward, and God's going to lead the way. So I just feel like that's one thing in your 30s that's different. I feel like in your 20s, like everybody just has time to hang out with their friends, right? All the time. And that's the difference between the 30s. But I have fell out with a couple people, you guys, in my 30s. I feel like in my 20s, I was friends with a lot of people that maybe they weren't the best friends for me, right? I still have some really good friends that I've made in my 20s. They're like my core friends, but they don't live here where I live. Like, you know, they're out of state, but when we get together, it's always locked in. But as far as like, I've had some people that I met in my 20s, early 20s, later 20s, and like, it was me though. I stopped being their friend because I just didn't feel like we were equally yoked anymore. And I felt like I'm still here being the same person I've always been, and you changed. You changed, you changed. You got dough and change, you got dough and you change. Okay, I can't sing, but Keisha Cole, I love that song. I'm one of those friends that will start randomly singing for no reason. Because I'll just start thinking about the song and it'll just like stem, I have to sing it. But yeah, like people changed, and or like people, I've now had better discernment to see that this person is not my friend. And you guys, I'm almost graduated out of being a people pleaser. I do not people please. That is just not something that I'm going to do. That's not something that I will do anymore. Do not care what people think about me or any of that. So if I decide not to be in that group chat, not to be your friend, I will always do it in a respectful way, because I don't ever want to have beef with people. I want to leave things on a peaceful, but I just want to, like, you know, we'll get to that in a second, but I want to let you know that I'm not messing with you anymore, and then I want to move on. That's what I want to do in life. I see grown women do it all of the time. I really got that from like corporate. I feel like corporate will have a relationship with somebody, you know, depending on whatever the relationship is, and then they'll just let them know we're ending it, and then they move on. They're not, you know, trying to hold on. They're not trying to say, like, they just move on. There's no beef. There's no turmoil. It's just like I'm moving on from it. And I feel like that has caused me to have trust issues, right? Me that's not being their friend anymore. And, you know, kind of looking at people's side eye, like, are you going to do me the same way? But I have to realize, like, one, it's the energy that I put out. Two, it's recognizing early on, like, what kind of friend is this going to be in my life? Is this a friend, or is this someone that really should be an acquaintance, right? Shout out to Jasmine. I feel like my friend Jasmine has a really good discernment, and she really knows how to, like, like maintenance her friendships. Like I'm one of those people, I'm all or nothing. If we're friends, you're my friend. You know all of my business, you know, but I've realized that every relationship is not that. And so to save myself from having trust issues so I can live a happy, meaningful life and make connections with people that necessarily are not my best friend, right? I have to open my mind to, like, you don't have to trust everybody you hang out with. I mean, trust them to a certain extent, right? That you'll be safe with them and things like that. But as far as like, you know, hanging out with somebody that's not a friend, they're an acquaintance or they're just a friend, right? And I was watching this TikTok video. It was like best friend, close friend, good friend, good acquaintance, friend. I don't know. It like, I'm saying it out of order, but they like listed like an order, and I was like, told my friend, I was like, I'm saving this because I really need that. I feel like I've gotten better. I feel like I have gotten better with organizing people in my life. And like some relationships, we just talk on the phone. You know what I mean? And like some relationships, we hang out every once in a while. And like, that's okay. Because also something that I learned from Michelle, my last guest, is like, I don't need to maintain friendships. If a friendship is real, it'll always be maintained. And that's just that. And I have a friend named Coco. We have been going to dinner every month. Well, first of all, we went like months ago, but then last month was our first month, but we already have our next. So every month we're going to go on a dinner date after work one day. And so that's our effort. And I love that. And I appreciate her reaching out to me too. And I know that I can do that as well. So I don't know. I think that has helped me so far with the trust. Like everyone doesn't need to be my best friend. And I understand that I was hurt and jaded by people in my past, but it's like kind of in a relationship. I don't need to bring that to other friendships. I just need to enjoy and also let friendships happen organically, right? I have so many friends I have two in particular that we started working together, and eventually we're like the best of friends. Michelle is one, Diane is another. You know, those are like my family. Forget friends. Like those are people that I consider a part of my family. And it was organic. We didn't have to try hard. It just was what it was. And that's all I have to say about that. What do you guys think? Do you guys have trust issues when it comes to friendship? And you guys, in my 30s, this friendship thing has been hard. Like I'm only 32, right? And this friendship thing has been hard. It's been... I have never been in a predicament where I didn't have a lot of friends, or I didn't have that person I could just like my yin to my yang, and to like, especially one friend, we were like, literally, I could never imagine my life without her. We haven't talked in like a year, and it's like, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is, what it ain't. And I think about her sometimes, and she'll pop up on my pictures, but then I have to just keep moving forward. And it's not that she did anything like terrible to me. It's just like our friendship just wasn't equally yoked anymore. And I think that friendship and another friendship just kind of scarred me. And I was like, everybody. So yeah. So a second part of that I want to talk about is being cordial with someone that you don't necessarily like, and how you handle it in a mature way. I personally can be cordial with somebody that I don't like. I feel like I've learned that again in corporate. I have not always been able to do it. If I don't, like back in the day, even a little bit now, if I don't like somebody, you can tell. If I truly don't like somebody, like you can tell it in my face, like the way I talk to them, like. And so I've learned to be mature about it, and also not to give them power, right? Like if you don't like somebody, you should still remain to be yourself. You don't need to like withhold yourself of who you really are because you don't like someone. You know what I mean? So I've learned that they don't stop no show. I don't like you. I've let you know I don't like you, and I'm going to continue to be myself. I'm going to continue to be the person I was if I liked you or not. Right? You won't get that energy, but I'm not going to be rude to you. I'm going to speak to you when I see you, like, hey, how's it going? And I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to like be in the corner like this. And then you know that I'm doing that because I don't like you, because that gives you the power, right? And then you think that you run something and you don't. So I've learned that you have to be mature about it, and then also don't give it any power. Like if you don't like somebody, you don't like somebody. Like, right? If I will say there's levels to it. Like I can be cordial if it's like we just don't mess with each other, but it's like, hey, how's it going? If it's like real beef, which I don't really have real beef with anybody, like I feel like I can be cordial with anybody. I feel like I have kinda mastered that. And I feel like, and not that there's anybody like in corporate that I didn't like before or something like that, truly, but it's like, you know, people that you wouldn't necessarily hang with outside of work or whatever, like being cordial with them. And like, you know, I feel like you just learn it there. Like it's about maturity. You can't be at work like, I don't like this person. Like that's, you know, you have to be mature about it. Also, one thing is that I don't believe in ghosting. I don't believe in stop being someone's friend and not telling them why. I believe you should have that conversation. I personally want to tell you why we're not going to be friends anymore and what's going to be the outcome of the situation. I don't want to be your friend anymore because of X, Y, and Z. And this is where I'm going, to the left. And that's it. Like you know, and you can say whatever, but I'm actually ending the contract. There is no like, can we talk about it? No, there's not. I'm done. And I just feel like, I just don't want there to be any confusion. I feel like not telling, especially if it's somebody that you maybe have to be around, like in a cordial setting, right? You want to be honest and tell them like, why are you not talking to them? So it's never like any confusion or being fake, because I don't like that. I don't want to be fake with somebody that I truly don't like, or I truly have, I don't want to say animosity, that's not the word, but I truly have, like I dislike, like there's just something that we're not aligned. I just rather you know, right, why that is, and we can move forward with being cordial. And that's it. And so I know a lot of people believe, like say like, oh, well, ghosting, you know what you did, but sometimes do you know? Do they know? Because, you know, sometimes they do know. I will say there's certain circumstances like that are obviously big elephants in the room and you know what you did, but then there's some stuff that people do. I don't think that they know exactly, so don't have to worry about it. I'm going to tell you, and you're not going to be confused, or you're not going to not know why that is. And that's just the truth of it. I believe that having that mature conversation of like, hey, this is the things that I peep. This is why I don't think this friendship is going to work out. And I think I'm going to exit stage left. But I hope you have a good one. And I pray that you continue to prosper in life. And then you move on. And you know, and it's not that you wish bad for them in the future or anything. It's just, that's just that. I've grown so much, you guys. You guys don't even know. You guys don't even know. Like, and it's honestly taken so much like thought process and stress. Because I used to stress out if I didn't like somebody, and I would never back in the day tell somebody that I didn't want to be their friend anymore or I didn't like them. I would never do that. And I'm confident enough to do that because I'm not doing, and again, I'm never doing it in a way that's like cussing. I don't believe in like going back and forth and like calling people out their name and having this like beef where we're going back and forth. Like, I will exit stage left. And before we move on to the next topic, I saw this TikTok post and I tried to stitch it, but I don't know how to stitch, you guys. I've tried, but it doesn't ever record. But the stitch, okay, I'm looking at the time. The stitch said, you have to be careful like going back and forth with people because you don't know what their intentions are, like something along those lines. And I truly believe that, like, if people go low, I'm not going to hell. I'm exiting stage left. Especially if we were friends and I really valued you as a friend and you're trying to paint me out to be like some weird villain or something. Like, I will just exit stage left because one, you are kind of being like, I don't know, maybe you were never my friend, or maybe your intention was you always felt this way about me. And I don't know, people scare me. I watch a lot of true crime, and I'm not saying like, but what I am, you know, not to be dramatic, but what I am saying is a lot of people are you know, their mindset is not like yours. So yeah, you're just saying words, but other people will take action if you keep going back and forth with them. But if you dead it, like they start with you, they go low, you just exit stage left, they have nothing to keep going on. And then it just kind of drops off. Like, I'm not going to go back and forth with somebody. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not. I refuse. And if somebody ever gets me to that point, I don't know, I'm just going to pray to God, because I try not to ever get to that point. I don't think I've had like back and forth beef with somebody since like my early 20s. Like maybe like 22 to 24 years old. I don't think I've had like a back and forth beef with anyone since then. I have had some passive aggressive beef with somebody where like they started the beef passive aggressively, and then they were like doing weird things passive aggressively, but then they never would like say anything to me. It would just be in their actions. And I never like went back and forth with that person because I felt like they were mentally unstable. And I can go on and on about that, but I just kind of let them be. Like, do I have my personal feelings about that person? Yes. Will I go back and forth with that person? Never, because it's a waste of my time and I don't really care. And if I did care, you would never get the time of day to know. Beyonce to the bush. Let's get into some tea with Quee. All right, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. I have not been keeping up with a lot of what's going on in the media. Sometimes I have to leave the gossip alone. But I do have some tea with Quee topics that I felt like I could talk about today. I do want to talk about TikTok Daisy Dukes. I made a TikTok video about her, and I'm just gonna make it really quick. Daisy Dukes is with Jesse. Jesse is he's not her baby daddy, because she came online and said he wasn't the baby daddy, but he's her ex-boyfriend, and he is not her baby daddy, but he stepped up and took care of her son, Wisdom, and he's been a great father figure to him, and they still co-parent even though they're not together. Daisy, I just want to start off with saying, like, I like Daisy. Daisy is beautiful, and I feel like her content it used to be super genuine, and it used to be like her real personality, but I do feel like, and I don't know because I still would do it, right? But when people get their body done, I do think it changes up here. Not everybody, but I feel like, you know, the humbleness that you have with your natural self, it changes up here, because now I think people have a complex of who they think that they are now, right? And I don't know, you guys, I just feel like she's definitely her content has kind of changed, like the genuineness, the happiness that I used to see in her and like used to like from her videos are just not there anymore. And everyone online is in an uproar because she has a new boyfriend, and he is, I don't know, I heard he just got out of jail, and he's kind of aggressive, and he's kind of a hot mess, but hey, that's who she chooses to be with. And my video on TikTok was just saying that if that's what, you know, guys, she's only 22, 23. Back in the day, people date from guy to guy to guy. Should they do it? No. But do people do it? Yes. And should we judge them? No. That's their life. People do it all the time. People date and then they break up and then they date someone else. Like, that is sometimes what happens. But I will say, I just wish she would keep her relationship off social media. I think unless your content is relationship content, or that man lives with you, even if that man lives with you, he doesn't have to be in your content. He doesn't have to be on your lives. Like, there's intimate moments of them laying on the couch watching TV and she's on live. Like, why? Like, I don't know. I personally, I don't like stuff like that, and I just feel like it leaves room for people to keep saying stuff. And then she keeps getting online like, guys, I'm happy. I'm so happy. Like, if you were truly happy, you would just be happy. You guys, I don't really get it. So, yeah, that's kind of like all I will say about that. But keep your relationship offline, Daisy. And if you are a happy girl, just be happy. You don't have to like convince us and tell us and like every live, I'm so happy. Okay, that's great. And I'm happy that you're happy, but just be happy without telling us. That's the way we'll know how it used to be before. And I know she had a lot of trauma that's happened and things like that. So Yeah, what do you guys think? Have you been keeping up with Daisy Dukes? Let me know in the comments. Before we go, I just want to bring up the Nolan Wells situation. I honestly haven't been keeping up with it because that and like the case with Carmelo Anthony, like, I don't know, I just can't do it, especially when it has to do with race and stuff, because I have a very strong opinion about it, and I think it's unfortunate that he has lost his life, and it's kind of like people are trying to sweep it under the rug. I'm sure by now everybody knows what's happened in the, Anthony Wells case, Nolan Wells case, that he went on a boat with his friends and he did not come back with his friends, and he's deceased. And his parents are trying to find out what happened to him. The people that were on the boat with him are lawyered up. They're not really trying to talk. They're not really trying to figure out like what happened. And I just feel like super bad for the family. And I don't know, you guys, I just feel really bad. And I don't know, there's a lot that I want to say, but I just feel, I'll just end it on this. I feel that even if they do, people that were on the boat with him or whatever that know what happened are trying to sweep it under the rug for their own selfish reasons, everything comes out in the wash. Even if it's 40, 50 years from now, everything comes out in the wash. Like the Emmett Till case. 60 years later, before the lady died, she was like, he never whistled at me. Like, it all comes out. And at the end of the day, they have to answer to God, to the higher power. And so even though justice feels like they're fighting for it or it may not be served, you just know that it's going to be handled one way or the other. And people think that they're getting away with stuff, and you're not. You may be getting away with it in this century or in this realm of life, but you won't get away with it at all. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I know I was pretty vague and stuff, but I just can't go in the way that I want to, because I'll get super passionate, and I didn't really think this through when I put this on the Tea with Quee, but I did just want to speak on it and just, my condolences to the Wells family. And what are you guys' thoughts about the Nolan Wells case? Do you think it was an accident, or do you think that something happened and no one wants to tell the truth because they're afraid that they're going to go down for it? Let me know in the comments. All right, you guys, this was a short, cute episode. I do have to get ready because I'm going to the Akon and Neo concert. But if you guys are new to the channel, thanks so much for watching, and make sure you guys subscribe. And if you guys are listening, thanks so much for watching my videos. I truly appreciate everybody who watches. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.